Alright. Good morning, everyone. My name's Joff, or Joffrey. I'll be our tour pilot today. We're going to have a great trip around the island. We'll see some amazing places. But most importantly, we are going to be safe. Safety is always number one. Everyone has seen the safety briefing video in the office, right? Wonderful. If there's any questions about that, you can ask now. We do have microphones, one for every 2 seats. You have to share with your neighbor. To use those correct, talking to the top, hold the button down. Does need to be pretty close to your mouth to hear you well. The only time I turn them off is when we are in the airport area here, just so I can talk to the tower. As soon as we're outside of their airspace, I'll turn them back on. From there, we can talk as much as you guys like. Unless there's any questions at this time, we can get in line for takeoff. From here, the microphones are active again. We're going to start out in a westerly direction along the south side of the island first, our sunny south shore. Little bay to the left of us is Kauai. He's in a few movies like The Descendants with George Clooney. It's the land they were thinking about selling in that film. There's also in 6 Days and 7 Nights where they washed up on the island. We've had a lot of that Hollywood movie stuff here on Kauai. Stretches way back, King Kong, South Pacific. The more recent ones, like all 3 Jurassic Parks, 6 Days and 7 Nights, Tropic Thunder, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones. The Hunger Games, the most recent one to go to theaters here, the second one. Well, there will be another Jurassic Park coming out next June, which actually uses a few of our helicopters. That'd be fun to see. To the left is that Hawaiian shoreline. A lot of people like it out there because it is so sunny so often. Like, it's nice and pretty today so far. Wasn't so much yesterday, but it is more sunny there more often than the north and east side, which again are kind of more built up areas. Groups on this trip around the world. First, Marty and Susie in the back left side. Hi. Marty and Susie, where are you visiting from?
Palm Desert, California.
Desert, California. So,
Around Palm Springs.
So have you guys seen this stuff before?
No.
It's weird, huh? It just comes straight out of the sky.
Sounds good.
I've flown over the area over there when I was in the military days. It's actually a pretty spot coming over the big mountains over there. But not quite so much rain. Also have Amy and Donna up front. Hi. And where are you two visiting in from?
We're from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta. Been through there a bit too. Actually, the last time I was there, I was flying back to Tennessee from Florida on my very least favorite airlines, Delta. And coming back up, they landed in Atlanta for a plane change. It was snowing so bad in there, even like the de-icing trucks were stuck on the side of the road. And so they dropped me off at the airport and said, "We'll get you out of here in about a week if you come back." I did one of the least smart things I've ever done. Rented a car, me and my buddy, and we drove up to Tennessee at like 2 miles an hour. It was 2.5 days. It's kind of exciting though. So that's how I remember Hotlanta. Crazy cold. We also have Erica and Joshi in the back. Apologize. Don't speak German. They're along with us as well, so welcome aboard everyone. I was pretty fortunate. I was born and raised here on the island. I've lived here most of my life. Lived on Oahu for about 5 years after high school. As an aircraft mechanic, that's how I got into aviation, but then I joined the Army. Figured I'd go that way. Flew helicopters for them for 8 years, a couple of years overseas in Afghanistan. Came back home to do this, fly around Kauai for a living. I have been around this island a lot, so if you guys have questions about anything, feel free to ask. Do my very best to make up an answer you believe. few short years ago, there was a movie filmed here called Jurassic Park. In that film, there's a scene where they flew a helicopter into the dinosaur island. Flew right up this valley and landed in front of a big waterfall. It's just in front of us now there. That's Jurassic Falls. As we get up closer, put that out to the right side of Donna's door first, and I'll bring it back over to Susie's end so everybody gets a good view. That whole valley is privately owned. One family owns the whole thing, top to bottom, along with the next canyon to the west, and all the land in between the two. 51,000 acres. They bought that for 16 grand. Pretty good deal. Sick of rainbows by the end of this, It's the Olokele Canyon we're going to cross next, under this rainbow here. It's the other bit, the Robinson Zone. Everything past that is back into state land. across here, you can see it is a very different environment. More brown, red, that red dirt we have here. Typical weather pattern in Hawaii, the wind comes from the northeast, probably 90% of the time. So by the time that wind gets over here, crossing the mountains, it's lost most of its moisture in the form of cloud and rain. So it usually doesn't rain as much on this side. That's why it looks so different. And why it probably does appreciate all the rain it's getting with the west winds we have here. Next in front of us is the Hawaiian Canyon. The bit they call the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. Not quite as large. It's about 11 miles a canyon, 3,000 feet deep at the deepest point.
Okay, this one's for Gabby.
So much water up here. There's waterfalls I've never seen before, Ramon. This rain we're having in areas where it typically does not. Probably be a few landslides here and there. Not like big ones, but right along the water lines.
Greenland, red roses too. I watched them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear
this is where the road crosses the ridgeline. Comes right up the ridge over here in the Kauai State Park, which is a really nice drive up if you haven't done that yet.
Then we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up.
This is the only part of the island up here where you'll find deer. There's a very small number of deer on Kauai, black-tailed deer. They like this kind of drier end, more dry end. We also have mountain goats that like these cliffs around Nepali and Waimea. And all over the island, the wild boar. That's about it for the larger wild animals. All those were introduced at one point or another by people. The largest mammal to make it here on its own, a land mammal, is the fruit bat. Blew over in the wind and kind of set up shop. The far west of the island, out the left, the only military base we have on Kauai. It's called Barking Sands, the Pacific Missile Range facility. We do a lot of missile defense stuff, missile testing. Not a terrible place to be stationed though if you are in the military. It's like right on the beach. You are able to drive around the military base to the beach on the far end of it. Barking Sands, or I'm sorry, not Barking Sands, that's by the base. Holy Hale is just past that. That's as far out as you can drive on the west side though. And a little bit chocolatey over at the water there today, so it's not the nicest day for that. The white bubbles further up on the cliffside over here, part of the military base. That's the radar tracking site. Forward, and they actually look for missiles and stuff coming over the ocean.
If you were a ship.
Also pretty good real estate those guys got, right on the cliffside. Probably the best sunset view on the island. Closed access, unfortunately.
And I would be your skipper if you were a bird stuck in a storm. I'd keep you warm.
Next up in front of us is where we're going to be crossing out onto the Nepali coast. 16-mile stretch of shoreline, no road around it. It's just too steep, really. Nepali actually means the cliffs in the Hawaiian language, so it is a very literal name for it. But you'll see, it does match it well. Sounds pretty.
And if you were a surfboard, then I would try to surf more.
down to our right is Kauai. It's the end of the 11-mile hike North Shore. There's a pretty good trek out there. Kauai Valley is the largest one along the Pali, about 2 miles across, 3 miles. It used to be the home of about 4,000 Hawaiians actually in this one valley. All down the rest of the coastline. They say it was the first area the Hawaiians lived when they came here to Hawaii, the New World Valley. The valleys are where we left us. Found bones in there dating back to 200 AD. A lot of power from the waves comes into these rocks here. There's no reef offshore kind of to slow the wave power down as it comes in. So all of that just goes crashing right into the shore here. It's one of the reasons it's eroded this way. Like this beachfront here on the Kauai Valley. That's a 2-mile point on the Pali Trail. My favorite hike. Actually has its sand washed away during the winter months, which is kind of neat. With all the waves coming in there. And then summertime rolls around with a small surf on the side and it builds itself a new beach. Happens every year. The reason it doesn't happen further up here at Kauai, that's actually the end of the road on the North Shore, is because there's protective reef that sits offshore and it kind of pushes the wave energy further away from the island. Holds the sand inside of it. We do owe quite a bit to that reef there. Before we go any further up North Shore, I'm going to do a left turn over here for Marty and Susie. The view out here and back down the Pali. you can see, it is much more lush and green over here. Or what I have pictured in my head is a tropical island. Beautiful spot though. It's the town of Hawaiian, just inside to the right of us. Offshores, tunnels. It's a popular surf break. A really good snorkeling area on the inside. A lot of sea turtles in here. Of course, it's best to go when the waves aren't up like this. A little bit choppy with the wind too. The town inside of that is Hawaiian. Our spots where you have a lot of celebrities have houses in here. Julia Roberts, Pierce Brosnan, Sylvester Stallone used to have a spot in there as well. Graham Nash, Crosby, Stills and Nash, if it counts. Bette Midler's got some land in there. There's a few more around the island. Yesterday there were a bunch just visiting. There was all kinds of private jets, and with the weather that came in yesterday, it chased them all away. When you have your own private jet, you can do things like that. Like, oh, let's just go to another place and see how the weather is there. We're gonna cross in here over Lumahai Beach. Honolulu Bay to the left of us, Princeville on the far end. This is where I grew up on this side of the island over here, Honolulu, Princeville area. That is still my favorite area on the island to spend time. Back of Honolulu town over there, all the green fields are growing taro. That's what they make koi from. Purple pasty food. Might have had it a luau or somewhere. If you haven't had it yet, I would recommend you give it a try. You won't like it. But it's probably the most authentically Hawaiian food you can try out here. I think that's part of traveling, is just trying it out.
Have you seen the ocean?
Big mountain to our front right there is Namolokama with the waterfalls on it. Down the middle is the tallest waterfall in Kauai. Oli Falls.
The air with fragrances for free. This is
Comes down about 2,400 feet. Plenty of water coming down now.
This is Aloha, this land of Hawaii. Have you felt the power? Mountain craters throwing lava in the air. Its green swept beauty. From each island blossoms everywhere. Have you felt its spirit? Ancient gods, their mana still lives here. You love these islands. In the world can compare.
going through this next valley. Not a problem for us. Couple months.
This is Lord, this land of Hawaii.
The valley down below us, the Honolulu Valley, one of the more hidden spots here on Kauai. Which is pretty neat, I think, just because it is really close to the town. Actually, the town is in the same valley, just downstream. There's no easy access up in here, and no lookout or anything really you can go to see this far into it. Most people that live here have no idea what's up in Honolulu Valley.
Have you felt its spirit? Ancient gods, their mana still is here. Colored rainbows stretch across the sky. Waterfalls so high, mountains make you cry. You will love these islands. Nothing in the world can compare. If you touch the spirit, the gift of love will lead you here. This is Aloha. This is Aloha. This is Aloha, this land of Hawaii. Have you seen these islands?
As we cross this ridge in the back, we're on the east end of the island again. Looking at pretty much the whole east side, Kapa'a, Wainua, all the way out to Lehui, where we took off from, over here in the end.
You've got nothing to lose.
We're not going to go straight back. Just around the corner to the right of us is Mount Waialeale.
Shops and the LA blue.
Our volcano,
I'll be there.
and the rainiest place on Earth is right on top of the crater wall, 5,000 feet.
And I don't have it made. I'm just a local boy with puka shirts and $5 shades. Hey, is that enough for you? And I.
In front of us here, coming into view, is kind of a big V-shaped cut. Everything inside of that is actually our crater area, or what's left of it. After 4.5 million years of erosion, it's kind of wiped away half of this mountain. That leaves a door here right into the middle of it.
Ikapono, o Hawaii, Uama, Kea Okaina, Ikapono.
Here we're starting to head back to the airport area. It's just out in front of us on the coast here. About halfway in, we'll start talking to the tower.
How would they feel about the change?
Before we do that and turn off your microphones, I'd like to thank you guys on behalf of Blue Hawaiian Helicopters. Thank you from myself to you guys as well for coming to fly with me. Hopefully having a good time, enjoying everything that Hawaii shows. Selfishing. Beautiful island here. Definitely the best way to see it is from the air. There's so much more to it you never get to see.
Great danger now. Would they feel? Would their smiles be content than and cry? Cry for the gods, cry for the people, cry for the land that was taken away, and then yet you'll find Hawaii. Could you just imagine if they came back and saw traffic lights and railroad tracks? How would they feel about this modern city life? Tears would come from each other's eyes, and they would start to realize that our land is in great, great danger now. All the fighting that the king had done to conquer all these islands, now there's condominiums. How would he feel if he saw Hawaii next?
Microphones are on. Start the happy landing music. We'll be back in the ground now in just a few more minutes. When we do get to the ground, if everyone would please remain in your seats. Let the ground personnel get those doors for us. That would be wonderful. Because every now and then someone will open up the doors on their own. The emergency exit panel over there on the right. The door falls off. We'd rather that didn't happen. So let the ground personnel get those. At that time, you can remove your seatbelts by rotating the latch on the front. Also, please remember to remove your headsets from your head before you step away from the seat. Otherwise, it feels like your neck can get away. And you can exit the same door you came in. Forward to the blue square on the ground in front of the helicopter. You can wait there. The ground personnel will come back. They'll offer to take a picture for you with your camera in front of the helicopter before you head back into the office. Once you are in the office door, you walk in on the left, a couple of computers there. It's our electronic guest book. It's always fun to hear from you on those. If you do move up, please remember my name's Pilot John or Joffrey. Really, really liked your tour. I always does appreciate if you guys give us a good comment somewhere on whatever websites you read.
Spirits coming to me from yesterday. All my memories hold heaven on high. Brown skin woman, clear blue island sky. Daytime sunshine, oh so bright. Midnight moon a glowing, stars up in the sky. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Mount Kala, take me home, country road. coming to me of yesterday, almost heaven, West Boca, Irish Mountain, crystal clear blue waters. All my friends there sitting on the beach, young and old among them, eating fish straight from the sea. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Oh, Mount Kala, take me home. Oh, country road, country road.
Right, we've made it back to Earth here. Daryl and Joy are going to help us out, get us on our way. So again, thank you guys so much for coming. Hope you enjoyed it all.